First of all, I just wanted to thank everyone who's watching this video, and for those of you that signed up for the Teacher Quality Day, that I'm going to talk about the flipped classroom. As a lot of you know, my name is Ryan Frederick, and I'm a first-year American History and Geography teacher in the high school. I really have loved every minute of my new job, and I've also been really excited to try out the new flipped classroom idea. I want you to briefly first go over this infographic that I have split up about the flipped classroom. This infographic comes from Newton.com, and I'll put a link so you can find where I found it at. Alright, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you how I use the flipped classroom in my classroom. And I know what I've been doing isn't perfect, but it's worked for me and it's worked for my class, and that's kind of why I wanted to share with you to see if you had any ideas of the ways I could use it or how you could use it in your own classroom. What I've done is I use a program called Screencast-O-Matic. I got that from Mr. Hubner in the elementary school, and he used it in his class to flip in math. And what it does is it records your screen. You can talk and it records your voice and then upload it straight to YouTube. And I'm going to talk more about that in the actual session and how I use it, but that's how I'm recording my screen right now. And it has your camera in the corner, which I hate doing, and I also hate talking to myself at 6:18 at night in the school because it's really awkward, and the janitors kind of peek in here when they're walking by, and it's weird, but in the long run it's really fun and it's kind of worth it. What I've done is I've taken these recordings that I make and I put them on YouTube, on a YouTube channel, and the students get on that, and that's where they watch these online lessons. And the lessons I've made, what I do first of all is I just find out the content I want. I look at a book online and I look at a ton of stuff that Mr. Sievert left me, and I see how I want to build my lesson online. And I can lay it out in a story form so that when I go through it, I can go through it fluently, unlike this where I'm just kind of winging it to show you what I'm doing. But then the students can quickly get through it and get what I need them to get out of the lesson. And then when I record those, which like I said we'll go through in the face-to-face session, I put them onto my YouTube channel, and I've linked my YouTube channel to Moodle. I'm not sure if they use Moodle in the elementary or in the middle school, but you can put it on your website or your blog or whatever you use. But for example, in my geography class, I put the introduction to the flipped classroom. It was like a 1-minute video where I explain to them why I'm using it and what the benefits of it are. But then I've linked a picture. I just put a picture onto my Moodle page and I linked my YouTube channel. So when I click on that, it goes straight to Mr. Frederick, Spirit Lake School's channel. And then again, I have the introduction on the front, and then I have 2 playlists on the side, one for geography and one for American history. American history, when I started this, we were doing a presidential project at that time, so we're behind where I am in geography as far as flipping my lessons. So if we go to geography, I already have about 6 lessons put on there that the kids will watch. And when they come in, they have a quick quiz where if they watched it, it's almost impossible to get the quiz wrong. And if they didn't watch it, it's almost impossible for them to guess it. And so my first 5 videos are lessons that I've done. And actually this last one, I had to make a scribble map over Canada, which is just an online tool where you can make your own map. And this is a 3-minute video that just shows them how to upload the map, and I do it myself on my computer. So that just saved me 20 minutes in class there in a 3-minute video. And so I have all my lessons here that the students can click on and watch, and I can throw up a link for you to click on it and watch them yourself if you'd like to. The first one was 10 minutes long, and it's probably the worst video I've made, where the last one's 5 minutes and 40 seconds, and that's probably the best one I've made because I'm getting used to what I'm doing and I can get through it quicker. And the whole reason I use this flipped classroom is because now that content that I've normally been lecturing about can be, and the students can sit down, they can go through it at their own pace, at their own time, and they can really understand it by themselves in their own setting and how they want to. Because when they come back, if there's any questions or they're confused, I'll be there. Because normally, especially in a social studies class, it's a long lecture and then an activity at home. Well, now those students get that lecture at home and they can go at their own pace, and then when they come back, that activity that normally they would get stuck on, I'm there to help them with. And we can do it in partners and groups, a whole class, have discussions, interactives. It opens up so many opportunities. And now instead of 2.5 days a week to do fun lessons, I find myself 5 days a week, and really the possibilities with that are endless. And it really makes it more enjoyable for me. It's harder, obviously, to think of engaging lessons 5 days a week, but that's why we're here, and that's why I wanted a job to be a teacher, so I can do those fun things and really make the kids interested in learning. So I'll throw the link up for my YouTube channel so you can look through that if you'd like. And then in the actual session, I'll talk more about what I use to make them, how I've gotten better at making the videos, how I set up the content to put in them. And what I would like is if you could bring a lesson or a project or a unit that you've done in the past that just seems to take more time than you wished it would. And I would like you to bring that to the session, because I would like to take some time where you can practice flipping part of that to see how much time you could actually save by sending things home. if you have gotten to the point where you love to not only just lecture but deliver content in the class, and you don't feel like you're at the point where you can give that up, there's so many other ways that we can flip. I actually today was doing a Twitter chat with one of the founders of the classroom, and I asked him, I just threw it out. My wife teaches kindergarten. I said, is it even possible to do a flip in the kindergarten? And he gave me some ideas, not sending lessons home for the kids to watch, but ways you can assess flipped. And it was really cool, and I'm excited for her to try it and see how she thinks it works. So if you're skeptical or you don't think it's going to work for you or have questions, I think that we'll have a really discussion on Thursday, and we can talk about how it's worked for me, how I think it can work for you, and maybe get over some of the fears of sending a lot of our content home. So hopefully this gets you interested and we can have a good discussion on Thursday, and I look forward to it because I know that I'm going to learn just a ton from talking to you, and hopefully you learn some from what I've been doing.